ready. I'm gonna do my makeup, and then I think we're going to go watch the Broncos game. On the weekend, especially because I have a little bit more time to get ready, I'm trying to do practice makeup for my wedding day. I am 95% sure I'm doing my own makeup, so I'm trying to dial in that routine. I already forgot a step because I'm filming. I usually do my under eyes first, so I'll do that in just a moment. This was supposed to be the first step. This is the Huda Beauty under eye cream. Peachy tones really combat the darkness that I have. Darkness is fairly hereditary. I mean, it gets worse, like if I don't sleep and all that stuff, but it pretty much is always there, even if I have had the most restful night's sleep. Looks a little bit crazy, but it really helps. If you have any tips or any like holy grail products that I must try, let me know. The reason I think I might do my own makeup is because I do my makeup every other day of my life. Scared of if someone else does it, me not looking like myself. The other thing is when they're doing your makeup, you're just sitting there. Just know myself, if I'm just sitting somewhere, I will feel more stressed out. So I feel like it'll give me something to do the morning of. I love doing my makeup. I do think this needs to be a little bit brighter, this shade, because I am so pale. I'm living in San Francisco and I was looking at myself and I'm like, I'm so pale, but we're going to Hawaii for Valentine's Day. So I'm really excited for that. I do want to try the Westman Atelier contouring stick. I feel like I see that everywhere, but for right now, I'm just using this one from Charlotte Tilbury, which I really like. Excited to go to Hawaii for Valentine's Day. Excited to just spend a couple days like de-stressing, relaxing, exploring. Hawaii is definitely like our happy place. We actually got engaged in Hawaii. We do a little engagement story time. We have an obsession with Hawaii. Maybe it's not an obsession. An obsession is probably the wrong word for it. Hawaii was our very first trip as a couple. For our first Valentine's Day together, we went to the Big Island. It was February 2020, right before lockdown. We had such an amazing time. On that trip is when we first told each other I love you. And so of course, Hawaii and the Big Island specifically have always had such a special place in our heart. And Mark ended up proposing on the Big Island. Late October, my friend's boyfriend texts me. Her birthday's early November. So he's like, hey, like I'm planning a surprise. Are you and Mark free? Me being me, I know our schedule, like I know when we have plans. So I'm just assuming I'm gonna say yes to this text message. So I tell Mark, I'm like, hey, just so you know, like we're doing a surprise birthday for Ying. I'm gonna tell Arthur that we're down. And Mark kind of freezes. He's like, we're out of town that weekend. At that moment, I knew, because I was like, what do you mean we're out of town? A trip that I don't know about? The gig was kind of up. I mean, I tried to not make it so obvious. He did not tell me it was Hawaii, but I had a feeling it was either gonna be something like a Tahoe, like mountain, because it was November and like cabin cozy feeling, or that it was gonna be Hawaii. And when I asked him like what type of clothes I should wear, he kind of told me like what the temperature was gonna be. You know, it was gonna be the Big Island or where exactly. I just had a feeling it was gonna be Hawaii. I'm so glad I found out those 2 weeks before actually, because, well, first of all, I was so giddy. I was so happy. I knew something was happening and I was so surprised. Even when you aren't getting proposed to, but like the anticipation of a trip, you have something to look forward to. It's kind of that same feeling, obviously compounded because I'm getting proposed to. When the date came, we flew to the Big Island. The day that he proposed, he kind of wanted us to recreate our first trip or some of our favorite things from our first trip. So we went to this coffee farm that we love. And then we drove down to like the southernmost point of the island and the US, which is where we actually told each other I love you for the first time. And that's where it happened. It was so meaningful, so thoughtful, gorgeous, beautiful. All the words. And I just felt so lucky. It was way beyond my wildest imagination. We went back to the hotel and had like a really nice dinner. Called our parents the day after and told our friends and stuff, especially because that was when we got like our initial set of photos back that we could share with everyone. And so yeah, that's our engagement story. Hawaii has a big spot in our hearts. I think that's the finished look. Camera kind of washes it out a little bit, but the base is great. I might need to go a little bit more intense on the day of, so it looks great in photos. Obviously need to do something more dramatic with the eyes, which is a work in progress. I need to figure that out a little bit more. just finished meal prepping. Didn't take too long, just mainly chopping up things. You guys saw everything that I prepped, but it's always nice to have a protein on hand. So I have 2 chicken breasts, and that method is my favorite way of cooking it. This crema is liquid gold. You can put it on top of your salads as dressing. It makes a really good slaw. This thing will just make anything delicious. So similar to the sauce, the pickled shallots or pickled onions, so good for topping anything, and they just add so much flavor. Dinner, and I made some of the slaw that I was talking about. I'm so excited. This picadillo recipe, I'll link it below. We've been using that recipe for so many years and it's such a classic. And then I add cheddar cheese into it and it makes it so good. Okay, do you want to watch something? Oh, Culinary Class Wars. Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
She should have good
Good morning, Peebo. You're inside. Is it so cold out there? So cold outside, so even the boys are hanging out indoors. I've kind of just woken up on the wrong side of the bed today. I woke up later than I wanted to. I was a little bit tired from yesterday, and then kind of just have to jump into work. Don't have a lot of time this morning. So stress levels are at a high. And I'm not letting it get me down. Still, you just gotta push through and get things knocked off one by one, but yeah, still feeling like I am being buried underneath all the things that I need to do. I'm gonna throw all of these into a bowl, and that's gonna be lunch. That's lunch. Cheers. Thank you for coming in. Time to do legs. This is from Lululemon. I'm so excited to wear it on a hike in Hawaii. I feel like it is the perfect Hawaiian pink. There's Mark. I am really looking forward to life returning to normal after the wedding in June. Some of our friends that got married last year, we saw them recently and they were just like, yeah, life is good again. Last time you guys saw us, we were just stressed about all the wedding stuff, but you know, they're they're on the flip now. So I know everything will be a-okay soon, but it is a lot right now. I'm going to try to set some better boundaries and really tell myself to stop worrying about things. But yeah, it has been a little bit tough. Anyway, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a update / a run through of all the wedding planning. There's two main points of things that are happening. One of them is in less than 2 months. And then there's the Albania wedding in the summer, and that's less than 4 months away. And so there's gonna be a little California portion for our wedding events. It's kind of like our joint bachelorette party is kind of how we framed it, because it's like all of our friends getting together for a weekend. We're hosting and planning all of that, so it's not like a traditional bachelorette, or maybe actually I don't even know what a traditional bachelorette, like who does the planning. I actually don't know the answer to that, but Mark and I are doing the planning for this. The boys usually roam like all the yards here, but they heard me out here, so they're here joining us. And so the weekend with our friends, a joint bachelorette party, it's going to be like 34 people. For that, we're doing a sit-down dinner day one, so that's kind of a big thing that I'm planning, getting all the decor pieces for that. The second day, we actually have a really good plan for the meals, like the vendors that were hired for that. They bring everything and they take everything out, so we don't have to worry about like setting a table and all that stuff. But then we are organizing some games. Actually, Mark is mainly handling all the game planning, so he's doing that. For some context, we're doing some like Survivor style games, like a relay race, like kind of a high school field day vibe. Is the summer camp, getting outside, touching grass with our friends is like the vibe of the whole weekend. The other thing I need to organize, which is really the next big to do, is goodie bags. One thing I am doing for the goodie bags, I don't know if any of my friends or if I'm spoiling it for them, but I'm gonna make some crocheted coasters. I crochet, and I am going to be on a couple long flights because we're heading to Albania next week for wedding related stuff. And so I'm going to start crocheting like a set of 4 coasters for each person coming. Well, not each person, like some of them are couples. And so if it's a couple, I'm only giving them 1 set of coasters. Minimum 44 coasters. I've excluded all of Mark's single guy friends because I'm like, they don't need my coasters. I feel like you should get them like a guy gift. I don't know. We'll see. Following that weekend, we're headed to Santa Barbara to do our marriage license. That's also going to be fairly casual. We're doing our parents and then my 2 siblings, 8 of us. We're going to the courthouse. I think we are going to do a little photo session. I've never done a professional photo session with my family, so we're gonna have 2, one at the wedding and one at the Santa Barbara like marriage license signing. It's really exciting. Yeah, I don't have any really nice photos with my family. Those are the 2 main things that are happening ahead of the wedding. Intermixed into that, I have to go to Albania next week for all wedding related things, and then intermixed into all of that, also I'm going to New York for my wedding dress fittings. And then for the wedding in Albania, honestly this video is getting kind of long, so maybe I'll just hold off on like the wedding in Albania, but I have a whole lot of things to do. I'm not stressing about it because it's gonna get done. And also they don't do things so far in advance. Like for the welcome dinner, I reached out to venues like in November, and they were like, girl, you're talking about June, like let's talk closer to then. And so anyway, they do things a lot closer to. The wedding industry isn't like it is here where things are getting booked up like 2 years in advance, which I'm surprised actually, because Albanians love a wedding and there's always so many weddings, but it's not like that. So I knew getting into it that a lot of the work was going to be saved for these last couple of months. Okay, I think that's it for the wedding stuff. I think you guys are caught up. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you again real soon, hopefully sooner than the last time I saw you. Bye.